Aloha and welcome back to Increase the Peace in Quarantine. 7 days to focus on boosting the immune system while promoting peace and healing in the body. Increasing our peace increases our immune system while decreasing stress. Well, it's day 6 in the presence of love. Maybe you started your morning off with a nice tall glass of water with a squeeze of fresh lemon, or maybe you decided to put some apple cider vinegar in it. So you can use a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon. Some people drink it straight. I do not because it hurts my throat and it bothers my tummy. But I did want to just check in, and I really am enjoying going on and layering over and over new tools. It's nice to step back and check in again with some of the tools I've already shared. I really love the fresh lemon, but I equally love the apple cider vinegar. And some people are sensitive to it, so you just have to listen to your body. You can read the directions on the bottle, or you can just have that big glass of water with a tablespoon or a teaspoon, whatever you like. And I wonder if you've worked with your marma points. The joints are oftentimes the first places that get stiff in our body because of their very low amount of blood flow. And it's so easy to get congested in those areas. So doing the marma point stimulation is so helpful, not just to the joints, but to the entire body. And maybe you got into a spirit bath, a detox bath. Remember, that's a fantastic bath if you're feeling run down, you've had a long day, you've worked hard, you had a really good workout, and you want to prevent being really sore. This is a great healing therapeutic bath that you can take advantage of. And if you're pregnant, you can also take this bath. Just make sure that your belly is out of the water, because we all know that when we're pregnant, we don't get in the hot tub or real hot baths. You can take a nice warm bath and submerge the belly, but if it's that hot, comfortable hot for the detox bath, just keep your belly out if you're beautifully pregnant right now. So at this point, I would like to just say, so what does in the presence of love mean? Well, for me, it means a lot of things. It's the balance between giving and receiving, taking time for self-care and taking time to give to others. In the presence of love, I believe that we are in the moment, we're present with the breath. We're slowing down enough to maybe share a smile with a loved one, our partner, our child, maybe a stranger, maybe just a kind hello. Being in the presence of love, we are aware of our self-talk. Is it positive and encouraging self-talk, or is it negative and degrading self-talk? Before I continue, I would really like to teach a powerful chest opening posture which gives the pecs, the pectoralis major and minor, and other chest muscles, but these are the major muscles we'll be addressing. It gives these muscles an opportunity to open, to lengthen, and it gives the fascia in the chest also an opportunity to unwind. So most people know that there is a very strong connection between our body and our emotions. And the chest, it's fascinating. Oftentimes when we are feeling closed up, oftentimes the shoulders start to draw forward. Maybe when we're going through trauma or we're feeling down in the dumps, there is this oftentimes motion of this chest beginning to draw forward. This is so hard on the back because it overstretches our back muscles, and then our pecs shorten. And when our shoulders begin to roll forward, that's the very beginning of supporting and encouraging a hump in our back. Also, a bump that can form on the outside of the C7, the cervical vertebrae 7. Sometimes we can see it on other people, and oftentimes we can feel it on ourselves. The C7 is the biggest cervical vertebrae, and you can see and feel it pops out a little bit. And oftentimes that will actually get bigger as our shoulders draw forward. Unfortunately, we work with our hands in front of us. We don't usually cook or do things behind us. The only time I can think that we really do motions back here are when we're exercising. So our pecs are constantly working for us much more than our back muscles. And the back muscles and the pecs have this beautiful dance together. So they are in partnership. It's just like our stomach and our low back. If our stomach is weak and our low back is strong, we are going to more than likely have low back issues. But if we strengthen our core, that's going to support our low back. So there's muscles that are in a partnership together. And if we can just remember what are the muscles that counteract these pecs, and those are our beautiful back muscles, the muscles that we're going to talk about it much more, but to keep it simple and sweet right now, I'm going to show you this beautiful chest opening posture that's going to give the opportunity for these pecs to lengthen. It's going to open up and release fascia and help open up adhesions and give our back a break. And then when we do our postural exercise that we talked about earlier, we're going to have more success with that postural exercise because we are going to have pecs that are lengthened rather than unhappy and tight and ropey. So I would love to take this opportunity to invite my daughter, my beautiful young woman, Opal, to come up and be our model for the beautiful pec opening exercise. I first really want to say that notice these beautiful chairs that she decorated with fresh wisteria right outside the studio. Welcome to my daughter Opal. And thank you for helping me out today and for everything.
Of course.
This is my daughter. And I do have to take this opportunity to wish her a happy early birthday because this is her birthday week. This Friday! We're excited about it. So we're going to open the pecs, we're going to unwind the fascia, and we're going to set Opal up on the floor with specific cushions. And I'm going to teach you what you can use at home to make this happen. Most importantly, if you have a belt, take your belt off. I really encourage you to try it right now if you can. If you're at the beach, you can do it on a towel. If you're at home, on the living room carpet. If you have a wood floor, maybe a yoga mat or two. And make sure that definitely no belt, and if you have a full stomach, that's fine. You can do this on a full stomach or an empty stomach, either one. Definitely use the bathroom. You don't want to have a full bladder. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we are. So most importantly, we want to be comfortable. We want to listen to our body. Remember that if it hurts, That means to lighten up. So I'm going to treat Opal like a client right now, and this is what it would be like if you were here. So most importantly, it should feel good. It should feel really good, almost to where you can fall asleep. It's so relaxing. You're going to feel a gentle opening. Some people even feel it in the neck, but most people feel it all the way from here down to their fingers. So we're going to work with some props. We have a Mexican blanket. These are wonderful. I love that they're 100% cotton. We've got this bolster. It's a little soft. This bolster is very firm. So we're going to see what is best for Opal, because everybody's body's different. So I am going to have you come off the mat. First, we're going to work with this blanket. And the way that this works, so we have it folded in half. Then we're going to fold it in half the long ways, lay it on the ground, and we're going to fold, 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 fold. So here we are. So Opal, you're going to come and put your butt right at the very end of that blanket. If you have low back pain, you're not going to lay straight down. You're going to go onto your elbow. You can show them if you had back pain. Go down onto your elbow first, like you're on your side, and then you go down. So you want to just brace yourself, and then go on down. Yep. So for Opal, she needs something shorter. So is that at your sacrum, by your tailbone? So go ahead and lift your head. We'll move this beautiful hair. What we're looking for is contact for the back of her head on the ground. Go ahead and do a bridge. Go ahead and put your feet on the ground and put your head down, and then lift your bottom so that I can lift this to pull it down a little bit. Okay, see, sit up, and let's scoot that down a little more. Okay, now she's sitting at the end of the blanket right now. We're going to try again because we want her head to make contact with the floor. Go ahead. Now just inch yourself up so until your head is on the ground. And go ahead and take these legs, straighten the legs. Is it comfortable?
Yes.
Okay, so Opal's comfortable. If she wasn't, we would try this. But we're not going to use that right now. So what you're going to do, I'll lift your hair up. Okay. So what you're going to do is now we're going to open her arms so that they are 90 degrees. So, do you feel stretch? I'm asking Opal if she feels a stretch. Sometimes people are so limber, and Opal is very limber. Sometimes people don't feel stretch. Is it too much?
No.
Is it enough?
Not really.
So the stretch should be from 1 to 10. 10 is the highest. We're looking at that pain scale. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Sometimes people get confused on a pain scale. There's that good pain is a 6-7. So that good pain is a 6-7, to where you can completely relax and not hold anything. So we're going to maybe have to raise Opal up a little higher because she's telling me that she doesn't feel enough of a stretch. So I'm going to help her up, and we're going to give her a little bit more height. We're going to work with this. Okay, Opal. Actually, let's put this handle on the bottom so it doesn't interfere. Okay, and line that up with your spine and scoot your body all the way so that your head's making contact with the ground.
It's a long bolster. So
It is a long bolster. So what we're looking for right now, so you see how she's higher off the ground and she's getting more of a stretch in the chest. Do you feel more of a stretch?
Mhm.
What number?
I'd say 2.
A 2. Okay.
Out of the 10.
We're going to stay with this 2. So we're just going to show you as an example. So what she's going to do now is she's going to let her head be straight. She's going to close her eyes and she's going to start breathing those beautiful diaphragmatic belly breaths. This is where you are. You are resting. Your knees might want some support, so you can take this bolster, and for Opal, we're going to add a blanket over that bolster. How's that feel, Opal? Great. And you can open your legs a little bit more so they're about hip lengths apart, or whatever feels good to you. Sometimes you can be in this beautiful posture, and all of a sudden, it feels like the stretch is beginning to be a little bit too much. If you get to that point, and at home, you're going to probably, most people are going to need to start this way. You're going to take this blanket or a thin pillow or a jacket or whatever you have, and you're going to place it underneath the arm, including the wrist and hand. And you can do this for yourself, but it's so much easier to do this with a friend or your husband, your wife. And you want both sides to be balanced. So for Opal, because she is so beautifully limber, she doesn't need these. If you change your mind, you let me know. So you're going to have one of these on both arms. Then there's another idea I have to share. I have to be thorough because I'm a body worker and I'm very detail oriented, and I want people to really benefit, and if I don't show it correctly, then that wouldn't be very good for me. Some people's right arm needs a blanket and their left arm doesn't. That happens sometimes. A lot of us, the arm that we use the most is usually tighter. So just check in, listen to your body. So we're going to sit in this for at least 5 minutes. And Opal, go ahead and focus and breathe, and I will continue sharing the rest of my words as you relax, supported in this beautiful chest opening posture. In the presence of love is a gentle reminder for me, when in conflict, to stay present rather than retreat. To remember the innocence in my loved one so we can maintain connection. Retreating is oftentimes a form of defense, protection, shutting the door. I believe defense is the first act of war. In the presence of love, our heart is open. There are no barriers, no walls, no judgments, just pure love. Freedom, age, color, race, no matter, love is free of limitations. Maybe at times the ego may jump in, but we have a choice to feed that ego or not. Our thoughts are not who we are. They are separate from us. In the presence of love is where we find healing. It is like floating in a warm, calm body of water, looking up and watching the clouds go by in the big blue sky. Relaxation, softness, surrender. In the presence of love, there is value for self and value for others. It is forgiveness. It is connection. It is peace. When we stand in the presence of love, we stand with a heart wide open. I believe when we live with gratitude and value ourselves, it is easier to maintain an open heart and an open mind. Open to learn, open to grow, open to heal, open to love. I'm going to let Opal stay in this stretch, and I hope that you do as well. If you do have to get out of the stretch, I encourage you to slowly roll to your side first. But if it feels good, please stay there while I go ahead and introduce these 4 heart-opening exercises to add richness to our day and help us live in the presence of love. Number 1, eye contact exercise while listening to Long Time Sun. So you can go ahead and jump on the computer or your cell and Google Long Time Sun. It's just a beautiful, beautiful song. You can put it on loop for at least 2 to 3 times. And you're going to sit with a partner. It doesn't matter who, it can be your child, your loved one, a friend. And I'm going to actually show you, so in that way you can learn kinesthetically and audio. So we're going to slowly have Opal come out of this posture. I'm going to bring her arms down and rest one on her belly. And then she can also do this for herself, but it's nice when somebody does it for you. And then next, I will remove, go ahead and keep your feet on the ground and bend your knees. That's important not to lift those feet off the ground because it actually engages that back, and you've been relaxing this whole time. It can be startling to the back muscles. And then you're going to slowly roll to either side. And then slowly sit up. And that is the heart chest opening exercise. So I really want to show you exactly how close you want to be. We are almost touching knees, but we're not. And our feet are not touching. So this is an eye contact exercise, a heart opening exercise, and there's no touching. So you put your music on, and you put it on loop, and you practice looking right into each other's eyes. It is a little weird sometimes, but I really encourage you to see what happens. Let yourself be present. It's a beautiful healing exercise. So this is the position. Tell someone you love them is number 2. Number 3, it is a fact that touch raises our serotonin levels, decreases stress, and increases peace. Here are 2 ideas regarding touch. A hugging exercise. Find someone you love and put those arms around them. Hopefully, we are in quarantine, so hopefully we have somebody in our family that we are living with that we can practice this with. If not, you can save it for when shelter in place is finished. And I hope it is really soon. So find that person you love and put your arms around one another. Make sure your shoulders are nice and soft. And you are going to just stand there in silence, hugging one another for as little as 2 minutes. and up to 3 minutes, just holding one another. It's a beautiful, loving, healing exercise. The other, care for an animal. Sit in solitude, maybe outside in the garden, in the morning sun, and love on your cat or your dog. Massage, brush them, or just be next to them, just touching them. Being with animals who love unconditionally can foster a lot of peace and healing within us. We can learn a lot about love if we just sit back and watch how dogs live and go through life. They are shining examples of love. Number 4, free yourself through expression. My mom always said that crying is a sign of strength. If you think of it, it's true. When we cry, we are vulnerable. Being vulnerable takes a lot of courage. Have you ever held a cry in and your throat starts to hurt? It almost feels like it's getting tight and it's just a horrible feeling. We are not made to hold in our body's natural mechanisms. Crying is really healing for the body. It helps balance chemicals in the body. It releases natural endorphins. It's amazing. I tell my clients when they are having a good cry, let those tears wash over your heart. After a good cry, I always feel really good. Maybe a little stuffy, but always lighter. Here's your homework. Get a good cry on. Watch a sad movie. Give your body the opportunity to move out any residue of sadness or grief. Move it on out. Let those tears wash that beautiful heart and let the rainbows come out in the downpour. There is a place for it all. Tears, sadness, grief, joy, compassion, disappointment, confusion. Let it flow, free of judgment. Leave the doorway to your heart wide open. And join me as we sit in the presence of love. Thank you so much for being with me today. I want to invite Opal to come up and join me as we take a moment to honor and sit in silence. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I now invite you to join us. Oh, come a little closer so that you're not cut off. I now invite you to join us in a moment of silence in honor of all those suffering or grieving. I also invite you, and we both invite you, to join us every day at 3 p.m. for 3 minutes, wherever we may be, to send out a prayer. Would you like to read the rest?
To meditate or simply focus on the increase of peace and healing across our globe and for all
Caregivers.
My
writing's a little messy.
And people serving to be protected, supported, and healthy.
Until tomorrow,
Aloha.
peace, me takwe asen.
Let us drive out hatred and foster concord.
You could do this part.
Stay healthy, stay open, stay in gratitude.
Aloha.
Aloha.